going to be starting with making a raw chili. It's going to be kind of a spicy, raw vegan chili. We got a couple of different people who are going to be coming in a little bit, and they're going to help prep some food too. So you'll get to see some of them. Hopefully you'll get to learn something. It's not going to be super interactive because we're going to be mostly focusing on just production. But you guys are welcome to watch, and I'll try to talk through what I'm doing, so maybe you can pick up a tip or two. And feel free to ask questions. I'll try to check over once in a while and see who's asking stuff. And my dad's here. If you guys didn't meet him yesterday, he's around. Come on, Dad. Come on.
Hey.
He's like hanging out in the background.
Loading up the truck.
Yeah, he's loading up the truck for the market tomorrow. There's a lot of work involved.
Just saying hello.
Give you a wave. It's a little lagged, I think. Is he on here? Oh, there he goes.
Oh, here I come. Boy, I could have been back to the truck already. All right.
Let's get that lag going.
Catch you guys later.
So I like spice in my chili, so we're going to use like a big jalapeno. And we've got some sun-dried tomatoes, which are going to give it that tomatoey, pasty thickness that your chili would normally have. And because we're making this raw, and a lot of the beans, people don't always digest beans really well. What we do is we actually sprout ours, and the kinds that we're using are lentils. So I sprouted some of these lentils. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can get them over here. And they got these tails growing on the ends, and they're so easy to sprout. You just soak them in water overnight, and then the next day you rinse them, and you wait until they grow little tails, and then they get more tender, and you can eat them. So we're going to use sprouted lentils. Are going to be a big part of the recipe. And then kind of make like a meat-ish type substitute, we use walnuts and pumpkin seeds, a mix of the two. And so the walnuts and pumpkin seeds will give it kind of a hearty thickness. And so when we mix it with the sun-dried tomatoes, as well as some chopped up fresh tomatoes, and then lots of chili powder and seasonings and things like that, we're going to get a really interesting texture and flavor that's very similar to a cooked type chili without having to cook it. It'll be different than the red bean chili, but it'll be a unique kind of flavor. And actually, my business partner, Dr. Rita Marie, she took a sprouted lentil recipe similar to this, and there was a vegetarian chili cook-off, and I think we placed second or something like that. And most of them were cooked, and the one that won had beer in it. And I think TVP, which is a textured vegetable protein, which is really not even good for you. So that just goes to show, it's hard to beat out beer, but we do what we can. So those people who don't drink beer. But a lot of people are gluten intolerant too, and TVP has gluten in it, and soy, and all sorts. Of stuff, and beer does, and so people who have gluten allergies couldn't even eat it. I know, it's hard to compete with beer. So what I've done is I soak my walnuts, because it helps there's like little bits of enzyme inhibitors on nuts, and so just soaking that will help to get rid of those. So I'm just going to drain the walnuts off, and then we'll use those in our food processor to create kind of like a meatier texture kind of thing. So, alright, 2 cups of walnuts. To our walnuts, we're going to add some soaked sun-dried tomatoes. So about 20 soaked sun-dried tomatoes or so. If we need to add more, we will. And then we're going to add some pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to add about 2 cups of pumpkin seeds. So to this I'm going to add a little bit of the soaked sun-dried water, because it's going to give it some liquid. The water for the soaking. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of protein from the nuts. And there's also going to be, there's protein in the lentils. So it's a protein-rich chili. So instead of having beans and meat, we have lentils and nuts. So. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and grind this up. So this often happens where you need to take your spatula and scrape it down. It's already kind of getting a texture. There's a lot of seeds in here, so you don't want huge pieces, but you also don't want to like make it where it's too mushy. So you want it to have a little bit of a meaty-ish texture, and not to the point that it becomes something else. So I'm just going to scrape that down, and then sometimes it also helps to like pick up your blade a little bit and then scrape underneath it, because sometimes stuff gets stuck under there. So just remove that. That'll help loosen up the blade. Now to this, we haven't added any of our spices or seasonings yet. I'm just going to get the thing ground up, and then we'll add our seasonings, which will be like, if you were going to, you know how they, usually when you make meat chili or something like that, you would brown your ground beef or something, and then you put on all your spices and stuff like that. That's what we'll do, except with this. And it's sticking a little bit, so I'm going to just toss it about a bit here. And the thing that's kind of cool about chili is that it's got so many warming spices in it that even if you eat it kind of cold, it doesn't feel like it's a cold dish. Trying to get it out from underneath the blade because it gets too pate, too smooth, and I want a little bit of a chunk to it. This is also like how you make taco meat or something like that, except you may just change it up. Instead of a chili powder, you might do more cumin or Mexican spices. I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more liquid, so I'm going to take a little bit more of my soaking water. And it's already got the good flavor in it, so it's really easy to deal with. We're going to add some chopped up garlic and some onion. Because, you know, normally when you're making the meat chili, you would put garlic and onion and all that kind of stuff when you're browning it. I don't know. It's been so long since I've eaten meat, honestly, that I don't even remember. But my dad tells me when he used to eat it, that's what they would do. I think it was like, I went vegetarian when I was 13, so it's been a long time. But I wasn't raw. That's just pretty within the last 2 years. I wasn't actually really healthy as a vegetarian either. It's pretty much if it didn't, you know, have meat on it, I ate it. So my diet was mostly like chips and pizza. So a lot of vegetarians out there claim to be vegetarians, know nothing about vegetables. And so a lot has changed for me over the past 2 years. So I'm just going to chop up a little bit of garlic. Throw that in there. And then we'll put a little